Yeah.
We
Yo. I just want to check what's the lag. Is it lagging?
okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Yeah, but
Nice.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, hi. Should we wait? Or
Yeah, we can wait a little bit. I don't know, we can introduce ourselves. What do you think?
okay, yeah, sure. Go ahead. So, hey
Okay.
everyone, welcome to the channel. We have Paul Johnston, who is a software engineer at Microsoft, and he can further introduce himself. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, thanks, Niral. Thanks for setting this all up. First of all, really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your channel. So, yeah, I'm Paul, and I work at Microsoft as a software engineer. I'll be hitting 5 years soon in January, so I'm
Oh
really
my God,
excited about
it's
that.
still coming in.
Thanks. Yeah, it's crazy. It's time flies. But also in terms of Georgia Tech, like OMSCS. So I finished the program back in December 2023. So yeah, it's been nice to not have any more homework to do late at night and to finally have gotten that degree. So yeah, I really did like the program a lot. And on my YouTube channel, Coolster Codes, I talk about it a lot. You can
Yeah.
check it out if you want. But
Yes.
yeah, they're all. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, so the one of the reasons why you were noticed was because of your YouTube channel. It's amazing. Like whatever
Thank
you
you.
post, it's like not, I mean, mixture of a lot of things, techie plus
Yeah,
the stuff.
yeah. No, it's like
Yeah.
a very mixed bag. Yeah, I've decided to focus more on OMSCS for now because that seems to be getting the views and that seems to be what people want. So, but stick around because you might see some random videos thrown in there every so often.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have an alumni here, basically. Okay. So I have a question for you, Paul. Like, what motivated
Okay.
you to pursue the OMSCS program while you were already, working at Microsoft?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, for me, it was like the fact that Microsoft would pay for it and reimburse the tuition was a big motivator. I was like, wow, well, if there is any time to get a master's degree, like this is the time because they do it online. It's at your own pace, and for those who work at a company that pays for their tuition, it's free basically.
Yeah.
So that kind of motivated me to do it.
Okay, so you didn't have that, other motivation, like maybe a change of workplace or role, change of role or something.
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, it was like at least if I did it, I could have options. It helped me to kind of understand more like the AI space as well, because I had just started learning about that in my undergrad and it piqued my interest.
Oh,
So that was another reason was I really liked the topic and I kind of wanted to keep learning more about it. Yeah.
okay. And so, like, how many years did you take to complete the degree? Because what I have
Yeah.
noticed, like from my perspective, people usually take 3 years or so to complete, and not,
Yeah.
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 I mean, in person, it's faster compared to online. So,
hmm
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So while working full time the whole time, it took me 3 years to finish, and like I scattered in a couple semesters of time off from like school in the middle of those. Definitely the summer semesters were nice to take off because like I mean then you can go on trips and travel and do other stuff and like also with the Georgia Tech program there are 3 semesters in the year. The summer one is shorter than the other two. So if you do take the summer class, and let's say it's a really hard class, I mean, you'll be grinding that summer. Like you have to do homework all the time. So yeah, definitely it's nice that Georgia Tech lets you take off semesters like without having to reapply.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. And
Yeah.
another question was like, how did this OMSCS program help you to grow in your role at Microsoft? And like, did it open any, new opportunities for you? That is,
Yeah, definitely. I think so, honestly, because the thing that it helped me the most with was like programming help. Basically, like
okay.
after spending hours and hours and hours doing so many programming assignments for the OMSCS, when I got to my job, I was like quicker at it. Like it just was coming easier, I would say. And even sometimes like the concepts overlapped. So I took a computer networks course at the OMSCS, and that's what I work in at Microsoft is computer networks.
Oh,
And
great.
so stuff from there I actually used in my job, which helped. So yeah, I would say that there was like an overlap.
Okay. And what was the most challenging aspect for you in terms of like managing full-time job and, the online masters? I mean, it is in itself pretty demanding. I feel that way.
Yeah.
So, how did
Yeah, no, you're right. It's not like it. I know that sometimes the connotation of like online is like, oh, it's like easy, but honestly, it's definitely not. It almost just felt like a little bit harder sometimes because it felt like I was on my own almost. Like you don't, I mean, you can connect definitely with your classmates and stuff, but in terms of like, rubbing shoulders in the computer lab or whatever, like you don't get that like natural interaction. So really when there's an assignment due, it's like it's all up to you to finish it. And if you can tell by the bags under my eyes, yeah, it was tough. So the hardest part for me was just trying to find a schedule because once I did find a schedule, it made things a lot easier. And actually sticking to it because there would be times, after a long day at work, I'd go sit on the couch and I would think to myself, like, okay, now's the time to get an hour done on my homework. And it was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then on the weekends, I'd be paying for it. It'd be like Saturday all day
I
doing a lab or something. And it's like, well, there's my weekend gone, basically. Yeah.
okay. So, like I can totally relate to what you said just now on the weekends, and it's pretty,
Right.
it's a bummer in the end. Like, oh my God, you have to skip the parties and all.
Yeah, I know you do skip so many events and stuff. Like it's totally I know it's funny. It's like at your own pace. I've heard someone say this. It's at your own pace.
Yeah.
That means you have to do that. Like you still have to do it. It just depends when you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So,
I have a question for you, Neural. Actually,
oh,
really
sure.
quick. I was just wondering. Yeah, like you're starting out in the program, right? So you are in your first semester. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. And so this semester would be ending soon, almost like in about a month and a half.
Yeah. In December first week, I think we have an exam, and that's it.
Okay, nice. So which class are you taking right now?
Intro to info security.
Info security. Okay, cool. And how do you like it so far?
It's amazing. It's pretty, could be blockchain, AR, VR, anything. But I don't know. I never touched security. So,
Right.
so this was something. Sorry, is my net unstable or something? Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Um,
now it's fine. I can totally. It's real time now.
yeah,
So
yeah, okay.
okay.
So security is something I never really explored during my college life as well, and like uh, me being completely new, it was pretty interesting. I spoke with some of the seniors who have already taken the course, and their insights really helped me. And yeah, like I'm learning
Okay.
new things. We are like it's playing with your brain. It's actually pretty tricky. To finding
Yeah.
all the flags and hit all those
Yeah, that sounds
endpoints.
tough.
It's super interesting, very logical,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, like at Microsoft too. Have you felt like security, especially because I feel like Microsoft right now is like doing a big push to make things more
God,
secure.
yes.
Like how do you think that's played into your current job?
Okay, so currently I'm in infra and security domain, but in infra and security, my major work is on infrastructure side, not security side. But I know that the folks are like really working to resolve the security issues and things like that. So if I would wanna, switch someday to security domain, I would definitely do that.
Okay, that's good
Yeah.
to know. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, no, it's fine. What was your specialization though in this?
Yeah, it's a funny story. Okay, so I started out as machine learning and I got to the very last class that I needed, graduate algorithms, and I bombed it. I totally failed. So I withdrew and instead I did interactive intelligence. I switched at the very last minute and just took one other class, software development process, to get that interactive intelligence specialization.
That's great. I mean, not
Yeah.
that you failed, of course.
It's funny too. I was like going into the grad algos class thinking like, okay, everyone just complains, that's how it is. No, I totally got destroyed by it. I was like, holy crap, this class. Honestly, it sucks. Like I hated that class, not just because I thought the topics were good, but you've maybe seen on like the OMSCS Reddit and stuff, like people are suing now or something to Georgia Tech for like the class specifically, and I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, just when my time, I was like, oh, I just don't think this is fair. Really, it just seems it's not very much programming. There's like a lot of interpretation. I don't know. I could go on and on. You can watch my video on my channel if you want.
Yeah. Okay, so what advice would you give to other professionals, um, considering this is an online master's program along with your, full time? So,
Yeah, for advice. So definitely you want to know why you're doing this when you go into it, because you will be questioning that at times. You'll be like, what am I gonna, is this worth it?
yeah,
And also like just talk to your family, talk to your friends, try and get like a support group set up, because during the thick of it, you will want to be kind of like leaning on people to help you out. Like definitely totally by yourself would be kind of hard.
yeah.
So kind of just get ready a little bit, like apply to the program. Honestly, I would just say go ahead and apply. See if you get in, first of all. Like that's a good thing to check. But given that you're accepted and you have your why and you have your support group, then I think you're ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give people who are interested to apply. I'll give the link in the description. Um, and looking
See it.
back, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking back, um, would you like, um, wish to be done anything differently from the whole experience?
Mm.
Any regrets or,
Yeah, that's a good question.
especially
No,
not
yeah,
taking
that's a really good
the
question.
graduate algorithm subject?
Oh yeah, like that. My number one regret is just kind of like I feel like I wasted a semester there. I was like doing it as hard as I could, totally failed, ended up doing a different class. So that felt like lost time to me. I would have rather just gone straight for the interactive intelligence like program
Yeah.
and just done that instead, just to be done with it. Cause definitely at the end there, guys, you'll be tired. Like just the onslaught of class after class. Like I counted it up once, each class you do on average like 4 to 5 major projects, and there are 10 classes, so that's like 40 to 50 major projects that you do. I mean, that's like kind of taxing. So for me at least, I kind of wish I had just been like, whatever, I'm just gonna do attraction intelligence, like get it done. Yeah.
Okay. So any advice to me?
Oh, sorry, Niral. It's
Like,
yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah, for you. I mean, okay. Let me ask you a question actually, real quick. Let me turn the tables. I just want to see
oh God.
what you think so far of the program and how it's been this last semester that you've been there.
Okay, so when making a comparison, I think there's a lot of difference in Indian education and US education. Firstly, I really love the hands-on
Mm-hmm.
experience that I'm getting here. That's a major plus because,
Okay.
setting up the whole thing and, actually doing it is super interesting. We learn a lot from it. So I feel like hands-on is something I really admire. I think in
Mm-hmm.
bachelor's it was not that way, like at least not in my college. So
Okay.
yeah, I really love the education, like how it's going so far. It's pretty systematic. They have good teachers,
Mm.
good TAs to help you.
Yeah,
Yes, they're like pretty active. Like you message at any hour of the day, and then you'll
I know,
you know
right?
you'll get
It's
get
kind
a
of crazy.
reply. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nice. Yeah, that's a good point.
They are like available for you all the time. So that's really good. And like I'm like full of positivity as of now. Like just starting it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
I
good.
haven't
You
had
just
the
want, yeah,
time.
keep that going. Keep that going. Yeah, don't let that go.
Maybe I
No,
mean I
it's
chose a good subject for like starters.
okay.
I was confused between machine learning for trading and intro to info security. In fact, I was even considering taking two subjects. Um, I mean, I was
Oh,
considering to take two subjects, but then I was like, it's gonna get very hectic. Like first semester and then two subjects, not gonna happen. So I ended up taking one.
right.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a smart move, honestly, to take one when you start out. I did that too.
Yes.
I was tempted as well to take more at the beginning, but yeah, one turned out to be like plenty for me to work on,
Yeah.
and I've
Right.
think I took two semesters, and like yeah, those were tough. Like that was a very busy time. It's possible though. I mean, for those like looking to try and get it done as fast as possible,
Yes.
totally. Yeah, you could do two. Just kind of be ready in your personal life to like set things aside for a while. Nice. So yeah, it seems like you've liked the program so far.
Yes.
So like you asked about my advice for you. Okay, well yeah, my advice is to
Uh,
plan.
we
Oh
have
yeah.
one more question from the chat. Like, what tips do you have
Oh
for someone who's trying to
nice.
pursue MSCS in Georgia Tech? Rahul.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the same. Like, give me the advice, give them the advice, just give some advice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then okay, for my tips on for someone who's trying to pursue MSCS in Georgia Tech. So yeah, my advice would be to well, first of all, if you really are interested, just apply because the reward is great. The cost is very little compared to other
Yeah.
programs. Like if you compare other programs, master's programs, even online, I mean, you'll Georgia Tech is the most affordable. So that's one reason I think was great. So if you're already thinking about it, I think that's a good enough sign to just like try it out.
Also the
And
reputation,
then
I feel.
yeah, what's up?
Also the reputation, I feel. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
ranking.
true. It's a really good
Yeah.
school. Yeah, it's like top like 5 or something of graduate degrees in tech in the US. So, I mean, that's like really good for that price too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other question was like, well, sorry, I'll let you answer the first one too if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah, sure, go on. I mean, you were continuing, so I just interrupted you in the mid, I guess.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the other thing about like, is there any difference in the corporate world when you pursue a master's in online versus in person? Yeah, this is a good question. I'd be interested to talk to someone who did their master's in person since I did mine online. Kind of things changed a lot once COVID hit. Like everything was online, anyways. So this turned out to be kind of like a nice fit, sort of during that time.
Mm.
And I would say that during your corporate time, uh, you do kind of just have to context switch a lot. Like you'll be doing your job, you'll be thinking about that, doing that all day. Come to the nighttime, you got to switch back over to the academic side. And it just takes a little bit of practice, I would say, to kind of get used to that. But the topics are the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was going to ask you this question, like what motivated you to choose the OMSCS program over other programs, but then you already answered it that it's, the cost effective and um
It's so nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. And just their like total online. You don't even need to go in person to graduate if you don't want to, or like you don't have to go in person when you apply and stuff like that. It's just kind of simpler. Totally, that was like two of the biggest reasons.
Yeah. Also, can you talk about, the quality of the course materials? Like you have already completed, graduated. What do you think, like, how were the course materials? Because look, like I'll be
Mm,
looking for different subjects now. I was wondering like which
yeah.
one to take and like, and
Yeah,
also
this is a
like
good question.
yes.
The course materials, because yeah, I mean, once you do your like education, you want to actually get something good out of it, right? So yeah, I took, let's see, like machine learning, AI, machine learning for trading, robotics, software development process, like knowledge based AI, ethics. And so with these classes that I just mentioned, my favorite and like the most valuable that I got out of them would be definitely like number one is probably AI. I would say that that one was like tough. Like you program a ton and it's really complicated, but you go out of it thinking like learning actually some really cool stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like
What?
on the other side, maybe like not so good value or whatever. I thought like machine learning for trading it's like a good class, like a good intro class. I would say probably the techniques and stuff you learn in there aren't like the industry standard necessarily. It's more of like it's like a beginner course, I would say. Like I don't know much about finance, but just to me it seemed like kind of simplified, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Still like eye opening, but maybe kind of more if like you're trying out this program for the first time, take that class just to see how it is. Um, yeah, but it's definitely not like the tier of like AI that I would put at. Like AI was just like a completely deep dive into like AI methods.
Mm-hmm. Understood. So I remember like when we were applying and everyone was like, let's go for machine learning for trading. Because the reviews on the OMSCS Central are pretty good actually for that subject. So then I was like, let's drop it. Let's go with security. Let's explore something else, something new.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's what's nice about the OMSCS. It's totally fine. Like you have
um,
15 credits to do your specialization in, so that's like half of the classes. But then the other half, you can totally choose whatever you want. Like, and it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you could do security, you could do networks, you could do whatever. You can just fit it all in. It just is up to you, I guess, which is kind of nice.
yeah. So you had a lot of support from the professors and the peers, right?
There were classes where I had more support than others, I would say. So like definitely what I found was like the joiner classes, like the ones that were taught by Dr. Joyner, were very well run. They were very well structured. Like the TAs knew what they were talking about.
Mm.
I felt like the communication was very clear, you know, when assignments are due, what's expected, that sort of thing, which I enjoyed a lot. This just made it easier to like ignore the logistics and like focus on the actual content. So definitely for joiner classes, I thought that was great. Other classes where maybe like the TA support or something like struggled a bit, I would say maybe this is bias, of course. I withdrew graduate algorithms. There are just a ton of people that take that class. It's like the number one class that people need to graduate. So when you
Yeah,
get it, you're in there with like 1,000 others. It's like huge, humongous. And then other classes that weren't like super, you know, like top notch for TA help. Honestly, I think that's it though. I think that would probably be the only one that I'd be like, oh, that was like subpar, like grad algos. But the other ones, honestly, were just great, like TA support.
got it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Neural, let me ask you a question really quick.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, when you signed up for the OMSCS, did you have anything in mind that you were like, I want to do this because, like, what motivated you?
Ah, okay. Good question. Uh, so I always wanted to pursue my master's, be it in person or online, but I never really thought about online initially. I was more of like going in person. But then I got placed in Microsoft and my plans changed. Yes. And then I heard about, like you said, like the tuition assistants. So I was thinking, okay, fine, that's great. I mean, I can pursue my master's alongside work. And that's the best combination one can have. You don't have to leave your job. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, then I asked few of my seniors, actually a couple of seniors, what they're doing, people who are already pursuing their masters. And some of them suggested, so IITs and NITs are like pretty famous in India. They're like top-notch colleges, if you have never heard
Okay.
about it. Yeah,
What is it called?
IITs, like there are different
Okay.
IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, so these like they are like pretty great colleges. Top people
Hmm.
get into it, but I was like, okay, I want to have some experience outside India because um uh, like uh, one thing that was there was that in the degree the ITs and
Mm.
NITs mention that you have done a distance learning, so they give this word executive.
Uh,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
oh my god, I don't want that
Right.
in my degrey. And
I
so
know, right?
when I heard that, Georgia Tech is something, they don't mention it in your degree that you have done it online. It's like, okay,
No, yeah.
that's a great lucrative point. Uh, and like, of course, like the cost, it was pretty less compared to, I
Right.
think I saw Arizona State University. They also provide online, but they were like costlier than GA Tech. So in the end,
Hmm.
I chose OMSCS, and I don't regret it as of now.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. I honestly think that's a good choice, obviously. But no, that's a good interesting thing to mention is like the online factor, right? Like when you get your diploma, you get
Yeah,
your transcript or whatever, like will it say online?
yeah.
No, for Georgia Tech it does not. I can confirm that. Like I've looked through it. It does not say anywhere on the online.
That's
um
amazing. Did you
yeah,
get
which is nice.
framed? Did you get your degree? Oh, you.
Mine is just sitting in the closet still. I haven't even opened it really. It's just sitting there. I know it's like Another thing that's online, yeah, you kind of sometimes you miss out on like the festivities, right? Like
Right.
going to the graduation, opening your diploma,
Yeah.
all that thing. But yeah, it's nice. It just does not say online.
But that's the interesting part. Like they invite you for graduation. You can attend the, ceremonial,
Hmm.
everything, like whatever it
Yeah,
is. You can go there, collect your degree in person. So that's something
exactly.
amazing. I would want to experience that.
I know, right? I was so close to going. It was December when I graduated, so it was kind of the middle of winter, and it was very cold. I guess there was like tons of storms going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I might just not for now, but I think it would be fun to go back and check out the campus at least. And just there's also a Microsoft office in Atlanta, across the street from Georgia Tech, so that would be
Yeah,
kind of fun
I
too to
heard
check out.
that.
Yeah,
Some of my friends work there, so I heard from them that it's like pretty near. I was like, oh, that's great.
yeah, that's what I've heard too. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, so there's a question. What were the differences that you felt in the Indian education versus in US? I think I mentioned that. And can you give some? Okay, fine. So in Indian education, I mean, I don't want to like degrade any education system. Both of them are like equally good, and uh, what I felt was that. Like I said, like okay, so plagiarism, I think it's there in India as well, but like it's a little light compared to, US. Like they're pretty
Mm-hmm.
strict. They would like expel you or something from that course if you copy and all. So that
Mm-hmm.
is one huge difference. Another is the hands-on experience that you get on everything. And I'm talking about like normal college in India, so like not IITs. So that's one thing.
Okay.
Things work a little differently in IITs. They are also pretty strict in terms of plagiarism. But like
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to tier three colleges, which are like not that great, everything is kind of chill.
Oh, nice.
Um, then another would be, I don't know, it's the standard, I felt that there is a standard to education in US compared to Indian education. I have heard
Yeah,
that, but
that's
but
good.
in schooling, I know that
Mhm.
Indian schools are like great compared to like high school schooling. Like we have a much advanced,
Mhm.
what do I say? A much advanced topics compared to um
Yeah, like high school.
school education. Yeah,
It's so funny in high school in the US. You
I
can do
know.
nothing and graduate. It's so easy. I'm like, this is bad. Like you just graduate without knowing anything. But yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, I was actually gonna just comment real quick on the plagiarism too, because when I was like making a website, like I made a website that kind of talked about all the projects I did at Georgia Tech, just for like professional summary kind of.
mhm.
And I like put on there just like one link to a paper that I wrote for reinforcement learning. And guess what happened? So I didn't even think twice. I kind of forgot. And then later on, I get an email at work. It was sent to my GitHub account because like they somehow found out my GitHub, and then like I used my GitHub for work or whatever. So they emailed me at my work, and they were like, "Hey, we found this, repo or something like up on your GitHub. Like take it down now, or we're gonna, like enforce it like legally or something." I was like, "Oh crap!" So I just go real quick and delete it. But I was just like, dang, they are like, yeah, they're not kidding. They're not joking around when they're like, you don't share your answers, you do not post them anywhere. So I was surprised, and that was even like a couple like months after the class that I got those emails. So I was like, dang, they really care about this. Got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you spoke about your specialization. Any questions for me?
Yeah. So, well, let me think. You did talk about, I kind of was curious a lot about your undergrad versus your graduate. You've mentioned that. Would you say like your graduate experience so far has like surpassed your undergraduate, or kind of the same, or like not so good?
Definitely, definitely so fast.
Really? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then let me ask you a question about like the application process.
Okay.
So you're living in India, and when you apply to the
Mhm.
US school, what kind of stuff do they ask you for? Like, is it like a big, hurdle, lots of red tape and stuff, or is it kind of simplified? Like, what is it like?
Yeah, I mean, I found it simplified compared to when you apply for in person. So in online, the
Okay.
requirements were less. There was no GRE requirement. You had
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Same.
yeah. So you had to give either TOEFL or IELTS, the English exams.
Okay.
Only those scores were needed. So I gave IELTS. Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
and then they also asked for recommendations. So I
Hmm.
gave two from my workplace, one from an architect, senior architect, and another from my manager, and
Nice.
one recommendation from my college professor. So
Okay.
who was there in my final year for my final year project. So in total, I gave three recommendations.
Hmm.
And I don't think there was SOP or something. I don't remember. There was no SOP. Yeah.
Yeah, like one thing I've noticed is like they like accept a lot more people, which I think is great because
Yes.
then it's just like more accessible. Like I feel like you apply and then to some of
Yeah.
the programs or whatever, and it's just like rejected, rejected. Because I also was like the GRE for me was so hard. I was studying a ton for it. I did never improved. Maybe that's just how I am. I'm like not very good at that. And like I was like, dang, but then Georgia Tech doesn't have to take the GRE, which I was like,
Yeah.
sweet, sign me up. So yeah, I was also curious your undergraduate experience. Like what subjects did you study?
In undergraduate.
Yeah.
Okay. So we did not have the option to select. Okay, that is one difference. Like in US, you have the options
Okay.
to select your subjects, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, but here we
Interesting.
had like fixed set of subjects. We had operating systems, networking,
Oh wow.
God, I forgot. What else did I study? Yeah, normal like Java programming one, or C. Yeah, C was there, and database. So yeah, we had like these subjects and a lot more. Like we also
Okay.
learned about parsing or something, which comes under one of the topics. But like yeah, there were subjects, but they were like already fixed. So the
Hmm.
liberty to choose the subject is something which I really like here. And yeah, during the application process, I also had to upload my resume. Yeah, I forgot to
Okay.
mention that. Yeah,
Yeah.
resume was
Gotcha.
also needed. Yeah. So it was a simple process though. Nothing much.
That's good to know.
What
Yeah, I
was
like that
there
too
any
about the.
difference for you, or like was it the same?
Yeah, just for me, it was like I had two letters of recommendation from professors. I think I did upload my resume as well, and then they had like some summary quote. They had like answer this
Yeah,
question,
the
like why do you want
questions.
to
Yeah, yeah.
be? Yeah, 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 exactly. Like what are you looking to get out of this, etc. That
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then that was it, honestly. And then I don't even remember if it cost any money to apply or not, or if it
Yeah,
was
it did.
just
It
free.
did.
I haven't. It did cost. Okay, yeah. So then that fee, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, Neural, the big question: which specialization are you going to choose?
Interesting. Haven't decided yet. Okay, so I'm confused between machine learning and computing systems. Both of
Mm-hmm.
them are like tough, but
Yes.
I was more inclined towards machine learning. But some of the folks suggested to go for computing systems. Like, I know you should not discuss with others. You should, take that decision on your own.
It's funny, right? Everyone
Like,
has an opinion. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, I'm still deciding. It's just first semester. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I mean, I understand that computing systems is more core computer stuff, more inclined towards
Hmm.
platform engineering. You need to be expert in OS, networking, and all the like strong in C, C++, I think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like MLAI, these are the topics which are like in boom right now. So
Yeah. The hot
yeah,
topics.
the hot topics, and the industry wants it. And honestly, I did not. So one thing that I didn't know about was about OMSA. I think it OMSS.
Oh
So
yeah.
the
Yeah.
security side one. I don't remember.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
it's not
true.
it's a different program altogether. I would have
Yeah,
applied to.
there's one for analytics and there's one for
Yes,
security, I think.
yes. There are like three parts to it, and I just knew about
Mm.
OMSCS. And later on, when
Hmm.
I explored more, I was like, oh my God, they have two other programs as well. I could have taken security.
Right.
Like I would have, gone like into it completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
that too to me was like a surprise. I didn't know about that either after signing up for the OMSCS.
yeah,
Like I heard of it and afterwards like OMSA, what is that? And
yeah,
then I
that.
didn't even know actually about the security until like my last year or something. Like that was completely new to me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's also those options, I guess. But now you're in the OMSCS, so
Now I'm in
you can
OMSCS, and
decide.
I'm
You
like,
still got some options.
so still confused between ML and, you know, computing system.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, you got some time to decide. That's what's nice is if you plan your courses right, you can still just explore both and then make a decision after a few semesters.
true, true.
Yeah. And also, I'll mention that to change your specialization is actually super easy.
Okay,
You literally just fill out a form. Like you just go to the
okay.
Georgia Tech portal and then you
That's
just switch it, and that's fine. Like how
that's
it is.
good. I mean, I heard that, you have to like select and then you're like you have to fix it or something on
Yeah, well,
Moodle.
it's mine. It's like as long as you're not graduating soon, they ask you to do it, I think maybe like 3 months before you graduate, at least something like that, just to be sure. Oh, one question I had for you. I'm interested in your, well, also, there's a question in the comments. Maybe you can take a look at that. It
Um,
was about like to tackling IELTS, like any tips.
it's the English exam. Like you just have to, go through
Mm,
some mocks. That's what I did, just online. There are plenty of
okay.
mocks available. Take them and you'll be good to go, I guess. Uh,
Was it like an interview in person with people or was it like a questionnaire?
so there was an interview round as well, which was the speaking round. Basically, they would ask you a
Yeah.
couple of questions. I think she asked me
Oh.
some random question, and I have to talk about it to get done it.
Wow.
She was like,
It's kind of
"What would
interesting.
you like? What was your school uniform like?" I was like, "What kind
Oh,
of
wow.
question is that?"
Yeah.
Like
You're like, I
weird.
don't remember. Just like, what?
Yeah.
No, that's interesting.
So
Okay.
she asked
Okay.
me a couple of questions. They were just, checking your speaking skills. Other three were
Right.
like reading, writing, and listening. So for that, you just have to
Okay.
like give it. I did not take the pen paper option. I chose the computer option. So, but still, I had to go to the center to give the exam on the computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and my IELTS band,
Okay.
it was not that great, so I'm not gonna repeat it.
No, yeah,
No,
don't
I'm
even
just
worry
kidding.
about
It's
that. I don't.
7.5. Doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it's like as long as you get in, right? It just doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it got me into OMSCS. That's it.
Yeah, nice. Okay, thank you. Yeah, a question I had for you. So, in my experience, like when I was a fresher or whatever at the beginning of the program, when I wanted a certain class, some of them were not available to me yet because of my like status as a new student. I wouldn't get priority, right, in the registration process. So, I mean, so far, what has your experience been in like registering for classes?
So we were of course the last people to get the option to, set
Yeah.
up. But I felt that there were a lot of classes which were available, especially like the
Okay.
good first courses that people stayed, like
Yeah.
ML40. I think some of them took GIOS as well. Um,
Okay.
and some of them took database as well. I
Okay.
took IIS, which was definitely available. So like I think people in the group whatever they were interested in, they were able to take it up. That's what I felt. At
Okay.
least for the first
Okay.
sem. Now I'm not sure what's next sem gonna look like, but
Right.
for this sem, nobody wanted to take the that graduate algorithm class, of course.
Right.
It's the first sem, so nobody wants to take that.
That's like scary to me to think
Yeah.
to try that the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever
Okay.
topics I was interested in, they were all available.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good because yeah, when I was submitting my registration and stuff, I was like always surprised, kind of like, oh, that one's already full or something, like I have to try it out different semester or whatever.
Yeah.
Something I found helpful. I don't know if you'll run into this, but sometimes I was on the wait list. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was also curious about one thing. So, did you
Mm-hmm.
explore the career fair or something while you were in the program?
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good question. Like the actual fair itself, I never did,
Okay.
but sometimes in our classes there would be like guest lecturers from companies that would come and also be recruiting. Like, oh, Facebook's coming to talk about this, and also if you want, you can submit your resume and stuff. And so like that sort of thing was interesting to me. I was like, no way, it's like a direct connection, which is nice. But yeah, the career fair itself, I should have explored it. I just never like got around to it. I guess it's because it was online. I was like, I don't know, will it make a difference if I'm there online versus in person would have been really fun. I like those kinds of things like in person. That's kind
Okay.
of fun to do. But yeah, maybe when you're there, you could try that out. Tell me what it's like.
No, I think we online people are like we can apply virtually, but I don't think we can go in person for specifically for the recruitment thing.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. They did announce that they're going to open it up, but it's like
Oh.
yet to be official or something. I'm not sure. But like for now, I just know that they have plenty of virtual connects where you can see which companies are coming in and you can
Mm-hmm.
show some interest or something. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
that, being in India, it's the visa thing and everything, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So people, they
Right.
don't generally prefer sponsoring you for jobs or something. That's what I
Yeah,
feel.
that's true.
But
It's like another challenge.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe you could try it out for virtual and stuff. I have no idea. I should have checked it out more. I was just like so busy with schoolwork. I was like, I
I mean, you already
don't.
had a job in Microsoft,
Yeah.
so of course,
Yeah. I guess that's a perk though for when you're doing, if anyone else is doing the program and
yeah.
they're trying to find a job and stuff, that could be, it's like a benefit, honestly, is kind of the connections you get out of it.
So one question is like he's pursuing graduation and he wants to pursue MSCS. Should he take
Mm.
some work experience before enrolling in it, or should he directly apply to it after undergrad? So masters, like if it's online masters, you can take that up with your work life. So if you're interested in, having some work experience, go for it. You can apply for online masters, but if you like want to take it up offline, then of course, I mean, you can directly apply after UG. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, what would you recommend? Like in person or online? What in terms of
Yeah. I would
opportunities?
recommend, oh, sorry. What was that?
In terms of opportunities, like of
Okay.
course, in person it's more so.
Yeah, like what I would suggest is you do some work experience a little bit, not a ton, and then you just apply
Yeah.
to do it while working. And just that way you're like already getting some work experience. I feel like that's valuable too, just for your resume and stuff like that. And then since it's online, yeah, I would just prefer online, I guess myself, like personally speaking. But yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised with I mean, the amount of diversity we have, like people from all over the world, they're like joining
Right.
in this program. It's
Yeah,
amazing. I was
I
like,
know.
wow. I connected
Yeah.
with so many folks on LinkedIn. Like everyone was like sending in
Yeah.
requests and connecting with. people.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's good. It gives you talking point, like with a ton of people, right? It's
Yeah.
just, oh, hey, I took this class with you or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just,
random. Like people just hop in your message and they write like, what specialization are you interested in? Or like, it's the
yeah,
first sem. What subject are you going to apply for? And like whether you're going to take two subjects or one subject. And the discussions were like pretty interesting. But yeah, I connected with a lot of amazing people. I could see even the founders of like the
oh,
entrepreneurs
yeah.
and stuff like that.
I know that was interesting too. I would run into people who already had like PhDs that they were doing this just for fun, kind of like to
Yeah, yeah,
learn
I
more. And
know,
it was
right?
like,
Like
whoa, like
amazing
otherwise I would have never met you.
experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess my actual advice would be like just apply right after undergraduate, see if you get in. Because if you get in, great, you can start it and you can start your work full time. Like I know that might be kind of a lot all at once, but ultimately I wish I had just like started right away after undergraduate. Just to kind of not even because it was hard to start back again into school. It was like,
And that
oh, I
is
gotta,
true.
I just keep going steady would have been nice, I think.
Yeah. No, I took an year break and then I applied.
Yeah.
So it's like it was a
Right.
journey though. I mean, like you have to start applying, you have to start looking into things.
Yeah.
Because March,
Yeah.
usually if you are targeting fall 2020, if you are targeting fall 2025, around March would be the deadline to apply.
Exactly. So yeah, I would just look at whoever. Yeah, if you're looking to apply, like just get aware of the dates and see
Yeah.
might work out early
Yes.
on or whatever for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a great discussion. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thanks, Niral, so much for having me on your channel. Appreciate it. Thanks for setting this up. It was really fun to talk to you about your experience, and I hope it goes well the rest of the program for you. Okay.
Yes,
You
definitely. I
you
mean,
got it.
I'll have you to guide me as well.
Yeah, you can let me know if questions or whatever. I also like consult for the OMSCS too, like on my own time now, just for fun. So yeah, totally. Let me know what your questions are.
Yes, definitely. And if you guys have any queries, like feel free to connect with Paul. He's on LinkedIn. I have given his
Yeah,
link already in the description. And I'll also, like, he has this pretty cool YouTube channel. You can check that out as well. And I'll update
thank you.
those links in the description. I'll also give the OMSCS website link where you can check the whole program. And if it suits you, go ahead, apply. And yeah,
Nice.
it's great. Okay, it
Awesome.
was so great to
Thanks.
have you.
Yeah, thanks, Noel. Take care. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Yeah, bye.